So after the Hispanic guy moved out, we put the house on Zillow. We fixed it up. We took all the carpet out. We put all laminate. Then we put new corner around the property. We replaced the oven. We replaced the refrigerator. He like messed the house up really, really bad. There was like rat droppings in the cabinets. We had to get the house clean. We had to get the house repainted. It wasn't as bad as the first two tenants of my other Chronicles, but it was okay. So I took all the carpet out, put the laminate in there, and then we put the house on Zillow. Put the house on Zillow. This realtor hit me up. He was Hispanic. He was like, basically he had a tenant that met all the categories. And we're like, okay, that's cool. I had a for rent sign in the front. I had a couple of people looking at the house. I didn't really like, the energy, what they was really talking about. Whenever a person, they try to like negotiate on a price, I normally don't rent out to them because if it's a problem, then that means they're going to have a problem paying me and my rent money. So I usually don't even negotiate with them back. I'll just not talk to them anymore. So she came. He said she was really qualified. She made 3 times the rent. She had a job and she had a business on the side. So I met her. Said she liked the floor. She wanted it $50 cheaper, and I was just like 25. And then she was like, "Well, I'm trying to do a 2-year lease. This is a good thing. Blase, blase." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine, whatever." So the realtor said he was gonna write up the lease and everything, and she didn't complain at all until I signed the lease agreement. And then she wanted, she felt like the tile wasn't clean enough, so she cleaned up the tile. There was like still a little odor in the house because of the guy. He had like a bunch of people in the house. And then she started complaining about the glass. The front of the glass, it was cracked, which was understandable. She wanted that fixed, but the side of the house, it was a crack, and she didn't even, nobody, it was just her. Like, nobody lived in that room. So I was like, I knew I messed up at the time because I was like, she's complaining about that glass that holds no weight, it's not relevant at all. I was like, man, she's going to give me a lot of issues. So I think after that, she kept on paying on the 5th. So I didn't want no quarrels or no problems with her. So I was like, whatever. She never gave me my late fees. And then everything was cool. I think she complained like every now and then. I think she complained about the garage door opener. And then she complained about I think the fan wasn't going, I think the fan wasn't strong enough or something like that. And then the speed wasn't as fast. It was only one level. So I was like, all right, whatever, we fixed it. And then she complained that the tub was peeling. And it was she would have a little attitude. And then she would want an ETA. And I explained to her, hey, look, I got these contractors, and sometimes they want to charge me too much because they see all the rental properties I have. At the time I had 6. So she was I was like, they see all the rental properties I have, and they just charge me outlandish prices. So I get multiple estimates. And she didn't understand that. Obviously it wasn't her money that I was spending. So of course she didn't understand. So my father was over there for the whole month, 4 weekends straight. My dad has a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday, so he would come up through the weekend. We fixed the fan, and then she complained about birds in the attic, and I was just like, "What's the problem?" I'm like, just start the oven, just start the the chimney on. They'll leave, and then she was like, "Oh, they ran in the house," and it was just always little issues and everything. And then the freeze came. Man, when the freeze came, all hell broke loose. I told her the night before to either leave the water running or turn the water off. But I told her to leave. Make sure all the water comes out of the pipes, because if the water is moving through the pipes, it can't freeze. If it keeps on moving, or if there's no water to freeze. So you got to make sure all the pipes are empty. Either or. I think she turned the water off, but she didn't let the water run throughout the night, like with the faucets, so that the pipes would be empty. So I want to say that night she called me like at 3 a.m. Like I don't even know why I answered. I don't answer the phone no more. I don't answer the phone, or I don't look at my phone at night until the morning time. Like I don't do that no more. Like that was the first and last time I answered my phone that night. It was like 3 a.m. She called me. She said a pipes bust. So I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna call my plumber. I'm gonna text him right now so he could possibly be in there in the morning. And you know, he never came. That plumber at that time, his landlord had other properties, so his landlord kind of made him go and fix all his other properties. So all my other plumbers were busy. I had like 4 of them at the time. All of them were busy. And you talking about like a couple of days at a time. I went over there. I sprayed the sheetrock with bleach. I think I covered the hole. Every day she was complaining to me, asking for ETA. And she was like, it's hard to believe like all the plumbers in Houston, Texas are busy. And I was like, yes, they're all busy. Like, are you watching the news? And she just was like real non-compliant. Like she just was like tripping like all the time. Like every day I caught every plumber that I knew of. I was asking around for plumbers, and one of the plumbers I was using, he finally came out. He fixed the pipe, but he really didn't. He did a shoddy job. It was still leaking. Took him like a couple of days to come back out. Of course, she was giving me hell. Like, so I finally got a plumber to come out. Me and my father tried to fix it ourselves. We couldn't fix it. And then I finally got a plumber to come out and he fixed it. And then after that, I was waiting on my sheetrock guy. My sheetrock guy's pipes busted as well. So he was busy. And she was just like, is there ETA on the sheetrock guy? And I was just like my sheetrock guy is busy. He's reasonable. He's gonna do it really nice. Let's just wait on him. And she was just complaining about it. So she got one of her people to come and look at the sheetrock. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. If you could get somebody, that's fine. And so he calls me up, right? So he was just like, I did sheetrock in Afghanistan for the government, and I know what I'm doing. And he was like, that sheetrock right there, it needs like a special like type of person like me to fix it. And I was like, okay, well, look at it, give me an estimate. And then so he looks at it and he was like, it's gonna cost like $1,600. And I was like $1,600, like you talking about 1600. I was like $1,600. And I felt offended at the time. I just felt like he was like, thought he was trying to little boy me, or thought I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, dude, I got other rental properties. Like $1,600 is outlandish. Like absolutely not. And he was like, man, you got to take the crown molding off, and you got to do this. You got to do it a certain way because it's falling in the corner. And I was like, at that time, I was like really pissed off. I was like, sir. Like, I was like, sir. See, I was like, the material is gonna cost like $100 max. Like, probably like 2 sheets, some tape and float, some texture, and then I'm gonna paint. I told him I was gonna paint. He didn't need to paint, and then he was like, man, this is like putting money in the bank. Like the $1,600 is like putting money in the bank. That's like an investment. Like you're investing in your property. And I was like, dude, like, my sheetrock guy's probably gonna charge me like $400 or $500 max. He's charged me $200 in the past for a hole that big. So $1,600 is like, it's like throwing money away. And I was just like, man, like there's really nothing else to talk about. Like there's no way in the world I'll pay you $1,600. Like, I was so pissed off. And then and then before I got off the phone with him, he was like, man, you got a tenant right there. Like, he was like, she's not gonna go for just anything. She's not gonna go for it. You can't just get any sheetrock guy. Like, and I was like, sir, like, if she got a problem with anything that I'm doing to this property, like, she is more than welcome to leave. I don't know if he related that message to her. I really didn't care at the time. And he was like, and then I got off the phone with him, and I think she was asking for the ETA again. I was just like, ma'am, like, I'm waiting on my trusted sheetrock guy that's not gonna charge me that much. He's gonna make it look brand new for him to be finished, so he gonna do that. Like, why? Like, what? Like, what's up? And she was like, well, I guess the other guy was too expensive. I'm like, $1,600. Like, yes, he was too expensive for me. Like, that was crazy. Like, once again, like, she didn't care how much stuff was going to charge, like, how much stuff was going to, like, that $1,600. That wasn't even, like, she was paying me like $1,350 a month. Like, that wasn't even going to pay for that much rent. And I was just like, man, this lady's like wilding. Like, so my sheetrock guy fixes that. She like, I think she turned off all the toilets when that happened. So I had to change out the valves. So I finally got a plumber to come change those out. He didn't come till like midnight one time to change that out. And she didn't have a problem with it. She never had a problem with it. Because that's what time he was available. Like, it was like, this is during the freeze. It was crazy. Like, it was hard getting plumbers out there. She told I was like, hey, you could come over another day, but she said he's available right now at midnight. So he came out and he fixed that. And I think that was it for now. And then after that, I think she had a problem with one of the fans went out, and I was gonna put a light in there because I was tired of I was just constantly putting unnecessary money in this property, like the fans, and then the having to refinish the toilet, and a receptacle went out or it never worked in the restroom. This particular property has like it's a full bath and a half bath, so it was a half bath, and my electrician charged me like $250 to change out the receptacle into a GFI. It was just like, I'm just constantly fixing things that was just didn't need to be fixed. Like, I had to get another fan. I had to, and then at that point I was like, well, I'm just gonna put a light there. And then she was like, she sent me a screenshot of the lease agreement. And this is when I found out that she altered the lease agreement. Basically, I think either the realtor or they were like in cahoots or whatever. She put on the lease agreement that she didn't have to pay till the 5th, and then after the 8th would be late. I wasn't even aware of that. I didn't read the lease agreement. I told the realtor I wanted a standard lease agreement. So after that, now I look at all the lease agreements. Like, these realtors, like, they're not your friend a lot of the times. And I didn't know he did that, or I didn't know she did that. So, and then she screenshotted like everything that needs to be fixed like the way it was. And then she like threatened to take me to court. I don't know what, she was just you got to understand, like, these tenants, like, they're like a part of your family. Once they sign these agreements and they're in your life for like the 6 months, year, the 2 years, or however much long they are, like, their problems are your problems. Like, they lose their job, like, y'all kind of got to figure that out together. Like, you're gonna get these issues with these tenants, and you know, it is what it is. So so she sent me that lease agreement. That's when I figured that out or whatever. And after that, I was like, ma'am, if you have a problem with how I'm managing this property or how I'm running this house, like, you're welcome to move out. And that, she didn't make it seem like that really ruffled her feathers at the time, but it really did, because the conversations after that, she kept on going back to what I said. She was just like, you said I could move out, or you said this and you said that. And every time I'll go over there to go look at things that she wanted fixed, like if her son or her daughter was there, she, like, they would give me like these evil eyes and everything. So I already knew she was talking about me. So I think this was like 8, 9 months, 10 months into the property. And then she was just like acting like I was just like this evil person. And after this, I was just like, all right, look, I'm not going to talk to you no more. Like, if you got any problems, you can call my lawyer. So I gave her my lawyer's phone number. And I was like, to talk to my lawyer about any issues you have in the house, because obviously you don't want any just to be a working relationship. Like, you just want drama. Like, and she sent me, she like called me up and said the rent was ready, that she had to go, and then she put the check in an envelope at the house. So I went to go pick it up. I went to go pick up the check, and there was a letter in the check. There was a letter with the check in the mail, and I read the letter, but I act like I didn't read it because I know better. I know that if she has a letter to send me, or a letter that she needs to read it, that she needs me to read, she needs to put that letter in my hand, or she needs to email me that letter. Like, that's like she was playing games at that point. And I was like, all right, she want to play games, I could play games too. So she texted me and she was like, oh, you haven't, just like a couple of days later, she's like, oh, you haven't said anything about the letter. I was like, what letter? And she's like, Mario, you trying to play all these games? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I was like, all I did was take that check out, I cashed it, and I threw away that envelope, which I lied. So she was like, all right, well, she's like, what's your email? I was like, I don't feel comfortable giving you my email. And then she was like, what's your address? I was like, I don't feel comfortable giving you my address. So I was like, you could talk to my lawyer, like I stated before, and whatever you need to send to my lawyer. And I gave her my lawyer's email address, everything. So she like certified, sent me the letter. And then I think at that point she was like done. So I'm gonna read these letters real quick. This is December 7th, 2021. From a tenant, Mr. Lord, I've been a tenant at Darlinghurst for a year now, and it has not been a pleasurable experience for me. I've always felt like home is the most comfortable place to be, and that has not been the case here for the most of this time. Each time I have reported an issue with resistance, I've had to go through a lot of turmoil to get it resolved. There have been multiple plumbers, contractors, electricians in and out of here within the last 12 months. You have repeatedly asked to leave the key for the interest from whomever you were having to come here. I voiced my concern about the situation every time you have suggested that, which continues to make me feel unsafe in this house. It has gone as far as a guy catching an Uber to the home at 10 p.m. to fix a plumbing issue, and he did not leave until after midnight. That bothered me, being a single female living here from then on. In my request for the bedroom fan light, have I not pushed the issue, you would have just placed a light in the bedroom. My statement to you at that time was I expect the home to at least remain in the status at which it was rented. Your exact text to me on July 11th was, if you don't like how I'm renting the house, ma'am, you are welcome to leave. Also, in the next conversation from July 11th to 12th, you got hostile with me regarding rent payment, indicating it was due by the 5th. And I informed you of the date of being the 7th of each month, and you wanted to impose late fees after the 5th, which is incorrect. The rent payment has never been late. My report to you about repairs in this home have been related to electrical, plumbing, and my safety. I reported the bathroom window not locking, and that it still has not been repaired. I left for vacation on Thursday morning, 10/28/21, and when I returned home on Monday night, 11/1/21, I found a metal post on the front porch on the ground. I immediately reported that you via text because I was confused about how it happened. You responded like you were not aware of the issue, but later I learned that you were told by the AC guy on that same Thursday you sent to the home without informing me. It seems like you were trying to impose at the cost of me regarding the post. Clearly, my ring shows that your repairman was here when the post was removed. I sent screenshots of my ring to you. Now the electrical outlet in the bathroom is not working, and I've been hesitant to report it because of the established relationship when things go wrong in the home. Which brings me back to our invitational text from July 11, allowing me to vacate the home without any repercussions. Please let me know response text message. And then that night when she called me, and then I think the next day that pipe really busted and she was like, there's water all over my effing floor. And like that really like made me not like her. I was just like kind of done with her after that. And then as far as like she got like a security system in the house, and one of the windows didn't lock. I think it was like the restroom window, and to this day I couldn't find a guy that does those locks. So I told her if she could find somebody, I'll gladly pay him. And then as far as the what else she was complaining about? Oh, the AC guy. She constantly complained about the AC, and every AC guy, I sent like 3 guys out there, and they're like, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with the AC. There's nothing wrong with the computer in the attic. You just need insulation." And me and my homeboy, we sprayed the whole attic down with insulation. That's like, I probably spent a good like 4 or 5 weekends over there with either me with my homeboy or me with my father fixing like little repairs that I was trying to save $1 on. I don't do that no more. Like I'm good with everything now, so I just send contractors. I'm gonna read this last letter. This was like the final letter. She sent like text messages and all types of stuff. So chronological details of my turmoil in dealing with you. I'm gonna put this on the board. The freeze occurred in February, which brought about a multitude of issues to which you were not communicating with me. The status of repairs to the plumbing in the home. I reported a ceiling fan in the kitchen. Below is a series of screenshots to show your inability to communicate about the issue and expecting me to reside in this home with issues. This is a snippet of the issues between February to April 2021. The month of May, I had to deal with a bird flying into the home via the chimney, which you indicated was safely closed from anything getting in, which was false. I never told her that it was closed. The month of June, I had to deal with the AC malfunctioning. You sent out 2 to 3 contractors for the issue and discovered one of the main issues was the insulation in the attic needed to be replaced, to which you indicated a text to me that you were not replacing the installation. The month of July, the ceiling fan light stopped working in the master bedroom, to which you responded with only putting in a light. I requested to maintain the same amenities in which I rented a home. You responded in a hostile manner, telling me the rent is due by the 5th of the month. And I in turn referred to the lease, which stated it is considered late after the 7th. You continue with you don't care what is said after the 5th. It is late. You want your late fees. The following screenshots will serve as proof. The saga continues in September with the AC acting up again, which was guiding me to the point yet again is when I text you on November 1st, 2021 to report the beam on the front of the porch was down. You act like you had not known of this issue and tried to impose the visitors, did this. I left home on Thursday, October 8th at 6 in the morning and did not return until May November 1st. I have my airline ticket to prove this. I sent you screenshots from Ring to prove your AC was at my door without the knowledge. At 12:15, the pole was standing, and at 12:17, the pole was on the ground. I asked that was a support beam, and you said no. Honestly, I don't trust it because your past behaviors of untruth have been revealed. All of my concerns regarding this home has been electrical, plumbing, and my safety. The front door does not have a peephole, which is requirement for renter properties, according to the renter's rights, and the bathroom window does not lock, which I have also reported that to you. My reports to you about repairs in the home have all been related to electrical, plumbing, and my safety. This relationship between tenant and landlord has been a heavy burden for me to hear, and the constant arguments and disagreements have affected me physically and mentally and have not helped me in coping with COVID situation, to which I was already seeking counseling. I submitted a notice to you on December 7th, briefly outlining what I've addressed in this letter. However, you informed me that you threw that away and never saw the letter. I then asked for your mailing address, and you said notice via certified mail, to which you refused to provide. I then asked for your email, and you responded you would give me your lawyer's email, and responded saying, sure. To this date, I have not received anything. I had to take the route of calling Houston Fair Housing to obtain the mailing address. All of this could have very well been avoided, but you have continued to make this a very difficult and hostile situation for me. This has brought me to actions of needed to vacate this home because of things have gotten progressively worse over the months. I've endured a year of hell living in here, and it has affected me greatly. In this text from July 11th, you indicated I was free to leave. I don't have any judgments against me as a tenant. Don't plan to start now. You gave me invitation to leave, and now I want to accept the invitation, which is what was a letter I submitted on December 7th. So basically, I could put the other year on her credit if I choose to. I haven't yet. It's been almost, I think, 4 or 5 months since she's moved out. And man, it was a weight off my shoulder. I'm so stress free now. Y'all see how these rents have been going. Rents are the medium in America is $2,000. The property I just finished, I'm renting that out for $1,500, and I'm real critical of my tenants now. They gotta have good credit. They gotta have no evictions. I don't want no pets, nothing like that. And this is what happens when you're just a person with you're a woman. Obviously, she ain't got no boyfriend. She ain't got none of that, because ain't nobody's about to deal with her attitude. She's just one of them women that just miserable in life. So she just projected that at me because I'm a male and I'm married or whatever. And I don't know, to this day, I don't know why. She talks about a fan, and then she talks about the pole that fell down because somebody was leaning on it. None of this was major. None of she talks about her help. How did that pole, or how did, I fixed that pipe as soon as possible. She didn't even talk about that because I'm pretty sure she was aware of all the plumbers that was busy around that time. So she talks about the minute issues, the receptacle going out, and then the fan, and then just little dumb stuff. Nothing there was major. Nothing there was she talks about the AC, and then all my AC people was well, you just need more installation. Name one landlord that would have did that. Name one landlord that would have spent $500 to $1,000 and would have paid that to pour insulation in the attic. Name one landlord that would have did that. Every landlord would have told their tenant to kick rocks. I did that. Like, so anyway, that's another story of my Chronicles of a Landlord. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all think I should put that in the other year or just leave her alone. Y'all tell me, let me know if I was wrong or not. Y'all let me know if I was tripping, she was tripping, whatever. Like, just let me know. Y'all tap on my affiliated links. I got Webull, N1 Finance. I got some credit card joints as well. Y'all have a nice day.